Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cullen on Film. You know, we were in the studio a couple days ago with some guys, but now we're back in the houses again online, and we're from out in LA right now. We got Rob Margolies. How you doing out there?
Doing really well. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's going back and forth now. So we finally got into the studio sometimes because this whole time I was doing the show at home, just like here with Ming. From like via wherever he is at. So it's really I go back and forth, but what we started was a better chance to getting people on from LA. So I've been doing again a lot of actors and filmmakers from your area to be on live, which is really cool. So it not only helps we talk about film and acting and all that, but as you know, I teach at Middletown North, so I've been using these shows to help the kids as we went along. But now it's summertime, but it's cool. I keep on going, and then I'll have all these for when who knows if school's going to start up again or not.
Nice, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just going to start out.
By the way, thank you very much for having me on the show. Go ahead.
It was great. Yeah, we were waiting. We were trying to get it going, with you to come on for a while there.
Yeah,
and it's great to finally have you on. Basically, I wanted to start out how I usually start out. You're a Jersey boy. I know you're from the area that I'm from. And, everyone knows how I kind of get started in the industry. But what about you? Like, what got you started into making films and being in the entertainment industry? What was that spark that made you get into it?
It was like it started when I was about 5 years old, at a really young age. My grandma. Really, she had a love for the arts. She went to Juilliard. She's quite a good piano player, and her taking me to the movies every single Sunday when I was about 5 years old, starting at that age, was what really broke out my inspiration, and it broke out my love for movies. And not too long after that, on VHS, I saw the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was I kind of new at the time. It came out in 85. I must have seen it around 87 or so.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
Yeah, which is probably around the time when it came on VHS, because after back then it took a year and a half to go to VHS,
It did. It really did. And whenever you missed it in a movie theater, you're like, damn, I have to wait in a year.
Right? Yeah. But that's the movie that kind of changed my life.
Wow.
And just made me realize that storytelling and being in fantasy worlds is sort of where I live best, I guess,
Absolutely. So from that, and did you make films when you were younger, on VHS camera, or we were just talking with Ming before about the high 8. I just found the high 8 camera.
Oh God. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to use one of those. No, believe it or not, though, I didn't start actually making movies till till probably not till high school. I didn't really realize that you can actually make movies. When I was about 5 years old, I started to become a cinephile. I just wanted to see every single movie possible. And that lasted, it never ended, but it went until till about I was about 12 years old.
Yeah.
And that fifth grade at Forestdale over there.
I know that one. Yeah.
This guy, Jeff Padone, his name is, the 5th grade English teacher.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's the one that told me, Rob, you can take these I know he was probably thinking in his head these stupid ideas, but he wouldn't say that to a 5th grader. You know what I mean? He's like, you take all of your weird ideas and you can make movies out of them one day. I know you love movies. I'm like, what? People write those? What? That's sort of when it clicked, and I started when I was 12 years old, writing all these scripts, and that lasted throughout the next 6 years, high school. And I made a couple of home videos and movies, a feature film actually, while I was in high school.
Oh wow, really?
And this was before cameras were very accessible. I actually became friends, and still am kind of friends, I guess, on Facebook, whatever, with this guy who lived down the street from me, who was this tech a guru. He had spent all of his free money or his parents' money. I have no clue. The latest gadgets and everything else. So he had the top of the notch camera at the time, in 2000 even. That's when
wow.
Yeah.
I always wanted to make films back in the day, but of course it costs too much money to do that. So, I was So I went a different route at first into DJing and behind into that, but then when interning with Kevin on on a feature film back in the day is when I learned how to do all this stuff. But then again, I still couldn't go off on my own. It was too much money for film. Did you ever when you first started, did you work with like film 16 millimeter or even 35 or something like that when you first started out?
Not when I I went to that summer. I was like a sophomore in high school, and like my parents had they loved shipping me off to sleepaway camp every single summer. And once sleepaway camp ended when I was 15, the summer when I was 16 years old, they had to find somewhere to place me so they can have their summer off. So they found the New York Film Academy, and that's where I was when I was 16 years old. And that was my first experience working with film, which was awesome. All 16, but they didn't give us 35, but
16 right back then.
Yep, shoot and edit and do everything all on 16. And then 2 years later, I went to Chapman University for film school, and I learned everything there is to do with film. And then I graduated, and then everyone told me, forget everything you just learned because HD is here. So I had to relearn everything after film school. But yeah, that's what I was taught on. Is actually shooting on 35, 16 millimeter. Yeah, most of the projects that I did in film school, I produced a ton of work, including the first short film from Duffer Brothers, which was shot on 35 millimeter.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's awesome. So when you started writing, directing, was it high def on those films?
When I started writing, directing my own films, yes, those were HD. My first feature film I shot in 2007, and that was it was shot on the Sony XD HD cam.
Oh wow!
Yeah, an old gem of a camera that I want to re-release that movie. I'm just so scared what it's gonna look like though, Yeah, but yeah, Jane Addams was in that though, and it's a really cool, awesome movie. And Roger Ebert championed it, and it primarily shot in Fairhaven and in Middletown off of 35.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah. In a therapist's office, off of 35, right across the street from the Whole Foods there in Middletown.
Could people access this or see it, or no? It's in the vault somewhere.
Not at the moment, but I do see it in some capacity coming back soon because it has a great cast. It played internationally, and it played in theaters actually when it first came out, and then it played video on demand for a while, but the license expired. And the guy who purchased it, and who owns it now, is very busy and very well-to-do. So he doesn't have time for it. And quite frankly, I don't have much time for it now either. Yeah. But one day, someone in my trails is going to get that movie back out there for sure. Yeah.
So that was 2007, you said. So then after that, you said you had a good cast. So how do you go about in your casting? And you you worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So. Even from way back then, if you look at some of the names, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. How do you get them to be in your film?
I learned everything from Judy Henderson. She cast my first film, and she taught me how to do it. And what's weird is early on in my career, I was able to get bigger budgets for stuff, and then movies and cameras got so oversaturated that people don't. Yeah, usually it's easier to make a movie now, is what I'm trying to say. So back then when it was hard to make a movie, I don't know where I'm getting at with this, but I guess the bottom.
Well, I understand. I don't know if people, they should understand it too. But yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about.
But as far as casting goes, I learned everything about it from Judy, about how to make offers to actors and how to do it and how important the script is, what actors look for, how to even though she doesn't really necessarily write herself, as a casting director, she sort of knows what actors look for, and she almost her script notes are so unspecific, but they're so important in a way that is viable and important to locking star names. And I think I apply that to all of my projects now, and it's my company's principle and motto is we're not going to really make a movie with our own money or money that we're going to find unless it has bankable names attached to it.
Yeah, you notice that. And then do you go after specific people after you have the script? You try to get specific people at that point?
Of course. I always have
in mind. You already have them in mind, right?
Yeah, if you look at this computer that I'm right in front of right now, you'll see like every movie I've ever done, and you'll see like major like lists of like 20, 30 like name actors per role of who I see in that part, and just like who their agents are, and finding out like how to get in touch with them and all that kind of stuff. It's a game and a half, and it's a lot of work. And I'm just persistent, and I think that's a lot to do with why I'm lucky, as well as. And I think I've learned the formula of what it takes, like of what actors are looking for, what they're willing to work for, and how to work that into like the modest budgets that I'm working with.
Yeah, that's a big thing to learn in this industry that a lot of people don't know. So that's a good thing to have. But you're very busy doing that, and you're basically, I know you have like other people working on the films, but you're basically doing everything on your films as well, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I have my right hand man, like Nick, who who's like who doesn't get as much of like the FaceTime per se, but I can't do it without him. And like after that, like we usually just keep our crews like really small, like the department heads, and like where it's necessary, I allocate it. I finally have like a very big movie though that I'm working on right now that I'm extremely proud of. That I'm going to be hiring like hundreds upon hundreds of people for, which is really exciting. Really help the economy out and get people to start working again if they feel yeah. I mean, COVID pending. I mean, we've been funded for like over a month now, and we're trying to like lock in dates. We've locked in a bunch of name actors right now, which I'm really excited about, but we haven't locked in like dates to shoot yet. But
you're still waiting and working on that, right? This crazy process that you're going through. Yeah. Like, so were you almost set to go and before this happened? Like I guess what was it? March, right? So
I was set to go on one project, and then like I got another one about 1 month into COVID. I got another fully funded $1 million film, pretty much. So like so yeah, the other one is it's like a passion project. It's Tim Realbuto's like do you know him from Yes? Did you meet him? Tim?
Yes.
Yeah. We got funding for another film, and he wrote it, and I I'm going to direct it, of course, and I'm producing it, and it's awesome. It's like it's a redemption movie. It's a drama about like a guy who like turns to boxing, which is his late father's like that was like his occupation, and like he turns to it to change his lifestyle, like health wise. And Tim right now has like a lot of weight that he will admit that he has to lose, and we're filming the movie in chunks. So like we're filming like the first half of the film, and like second half of the film, like I need him to be a changed man, and he's gonna do it. I tried to actually do this for a comedy that's available right now on video on demand everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, bring it. Talk about it, please.
Randy Quaid's first movie in 10 years, and like and yeah, man, like it might be his only movie in the next 10 years because I cannot get a hold of him. If anyone has seen Randy Quaid, please contact me.
I just saw a photo of him selling selling a T-shirt.
Randy, like I was talking to me and Randy were like so tight up to like a year ago, and like it fell off the face of the earth. Like, I was talking to him all the time, and I just can't. I haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay, and I don't know anyone else that's talking to him.
Wow.
So, yeah. But
yeah, he was very funny in the movie. If people haven't seen it, why don't you tell everybody where they can find it right now?
Comcast, like a Amazon, iTunes, like a DirecTV, on demand, like everywhere, pretty much. And like late this month, it's gonna be on DVD as well.
Okay, yeah. And it's all you can eat now, right? That's the name of it now.
All you can eat, originally called Wait, yeah. And we're Stars is very interested in releasing it next summer, like in a year from now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it'll be on Stars. And like internationally, it's being sold as well, all over. So.
But it's out there. It came out a few weeks ago now.
Yep. And Jason Mewes has been promoting it on Facebook and Instagram, which I'm really excited about. So I guess he likes it enough to do that, even though he has his own movie being released right now too, which is really nice of him.
Yeah, he's all over. Jay Mewes is all over the internet now, just doing his own thing. Yeah. He's had Kevin on a few times on his what is it, Twitch? I guess he's using.
Yeah.
So he's been talking about that and other things. I've been tuning in because it was on my phone and it would pop up whenever he comes on. Every day, it's like Jay Muse is on.
Yeah, and he's really awesome at that. Yeah, and
how was working with Jay? I mean, since this is like VSQ guys here and everything, how was it? Working on a feature film with Jay Muse.
It was great. Like he's been like a legend of mine. Like since I was like a kid. Like I grew up like watching him. And I knew that he lived nearby, and he's someone that I always like wanted to work with. Like, and like it was just really great to like to finally give him this role. And actually, he actually like he was almost going to star in my movie She Wants Me, which came out like a while ago with like Charlie Sheen and Hilary Duff, Josh Gad movie. Yeah. And he was going to have like a small role as like one of Josh Gad's like friends in that movie. The role went to Alex Solowitz inevitably, but he was going to do it and everything else, but he got like some really big gig like a week before, and he took that. I was like, I couldn't blame him, You could probably add a zero to the paycheck he was going to get for that movie. So yeah, he took that one. Oh, wow. I would have too. And then then like cut to 6 years or 5 years later, I worked with him on All You Can Eat.
Oh, wow.
And, really good experience. Like I wrote the role like for him. I wrote it like for his voice. So I think that his fans will really enjoy it because they'll get to see like a more serious like, version of him, of like what he's sort of like behind the scenes, as opposed to like him playing like a funny characterized version of himself, I guess, like a heightened version. This is like a more sensible side of him, I guess.
Yeah, I liked seeing him in a little bit different than it's Jay again. So it wasn't Jay again. So it's always good to see him as not Jay.
Yeah, exactly. I hope the world like writes more roles for him that are like less Jay, because like he's not just Jay. He's got a lot of range to him as well, comedically and dramatically.
No, he's learned a lot all the way back since the day of Clerks. He's come a long way. So
he's had great people to learn with, Yeah, absolutely. Wish Ben Affleck was my friend,
But no. So how did you go about getting him at that point after 5 years? Did you just like be like, "Hey, man, you got to do this," or did you have to go through the channels?
I I guess kept in touch with him enough to be able to
be like, push it on him.
Yeah,
be like, hey,
yeah. And the same thing with Ashley Johnson. She actually was going to play a role in the same movie. She Wants Me.
Oh, the other one, okay. Yeah.
And like just those are the two people that I really wish I gave a role to, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. So I got them on this movie instead.
Yeah, she did a great job in the film as well.
And she's killing it right now with like her video game, The Last of Us Part 2. I'm not a gamer, so I have no clue what I'm talking about right now, but like it's really, really popular.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, it was such a cool, well-rounded cast for that film. So they all did a very good job.
Yeah. For sure.
So people should definitely go and check that out. So
yeah. And it was all done like an ultra like low budget, like and like the passion for it is really what makes it, I think, like an entertaining and fun movie. It's just like all the passion and like just people like working like and sweating, just laboring just to get like that film in the can.
Well, you said it's a low budget, but it doesn't look like a low budget. So to make it look like that, it's you say it's a low budget, but it doesn't look like that at all. It looks like any other film that you would see with that has a good budget to it.
Thank you. Yeah. And that's just awesome about it. Like In fact, on FiOS right now, it's in like they put it like not only in the new release section, but like in the Hollywood hits section. It's like it's up there with like all these like big budget movies, and I'm like, oh man, like. If only they knew, but like,
I think that's a great accomplishment to do that. Be like, at one point I made a short film for $0, nothing. It was a one-day film and it played all over the place. And somebody asked me at a festival, they're like, how much was that? Like 10, 15,000? I was like, zero. Like one day we just made this film. And I said, no money. Well, and they're like, what? I'm like, just no people. You got things going? Nothing. And we just
it could definitely happen. And like I teach that in my class. Like my good friend like Lindsay, she like made like a film with like your brother, and like they made it for like $300. It's like 24 minutes long, and it's getting into film festivals. Like it's like all it takes is just like passionate, talented people who like band together, and like really like the only thing you have to actually spend money on is like the physical things like hard drives, unless like you just like know someone that like you can get a hard drive from, but like that's obviously like like a physical thing. But other than that, like labor manpower, food, like almost everything else can be gotten for free. Sorry, take that back. Hard drives and SAG fees.
Yes, SAG.
Yeah, unless you go non-union, then you don't got to pay your actors. But
that's true. But you want to like at one point, like I wouldn't mind doing that myself, but you want to go SAG, just like to get exactly what you said. You want to get somebody in your film to help sell your film.
Yeah. Another movie that I have coming out in October is like Yes, Tim Realbuto is like a movie with Nolan Gould in it. That movie was made for $50,000. That I can say the budget of, and that I'm proud to say the budget of. Yeah, that's a low budget feature with Nolan Gould being like the dual lead of it, and Siobhan Fallon, Oscar Nunez, generally Green in like small roles. I mean, yeah.
And and Siobhan Fallon's from Rumson as well. Well, lives in Rumson for a long time anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
She used to come in the video store all the time.
Yeah, she lives around the corner from there. Yeah.
She used to come in. Yeah. She used to come in and rent movies like a ton and watch them for roles. She would tell me, she's like, yeah, I'm going up for these roles. I'm going to watch all these. So she would rent like 4 or 5 at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And just to like doing research for roles or something like that.
So you could have had like a little, like, like a little section, like Siobhan's picks,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So. But also another movie I want to just blast right now is Immortal, another feature film that I have coming September 1st. Look out for heavy promoting of that, like in like end of August, like early September. I have Tony Todd on my side, really promoting it.
I met him down in Atlanta, and we talked about you. We talked about your film. He's like, "You got to see it." I'm like, "Why? I got to see Immortal." Yeah. He's like, "It's really, really good." And then we ended up going to the Claremont Lounge. I don't know if you know where that is in Atlanta, but it's a strange place.
Sure, yeah. No, I definitely been there a few times. Yeah. But yeah, Tony's the greatest guy. Just out of any celebrity actor I've ever worked with, like the amount of support and enthusiasm he has, where or he's like on me more than I'm on him. It's like amazing. He's like just the greatest gift. If you get that guy in your movie and he likes it, oh man, is it like a blessing?
That's what he told me right away. He's like, you gotta see, it's really good. And was this is it a full length story, or is it segments? I think it was different segments.
So it's a feature film cut into 4 different chapters. It's sort of like a watching like Black Mirror. Imagine if like a 4-part like anthology series,
like a Twilight Zone or something, like the movie.
But it has more like it's definitely not like a rated R, but it's more like, I guess, creepy than Twilight Zone, but it's not like necessarily like jump out of your seat scary. I think that like it's more just like shocking. Like, Janine Bartel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like for example, not to throw out onto the bus, whatever, but I saw it with her at a film festival, and she shrieked and it makes people shriek, but not like scared shriek, just like. Oh my God, did that just happen? Like, and it happened 4 times in the movie. It's like 4 holy shit endings in like one anthology, that all like are on the same theme of immortality.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and Dylan Baker is like in one of them. Working with him was amazing, and definitely want to work with him again one day. Amazing actor to work with.
But now, when is this coming out again?
The week of September 1st. Like each like video demand platform releases it like on different days of the week or whatever, but it's starting on September 1st on like every single video on demand, iTunes, Amazon, all that.
This was playing in film festivals, and that right, and then was it still going in festivals when this all happened and everything kind of put to a halt?
Yeah, it did really well in film festivals. Didn't play in many film festivals, but like it did really well. Like at Scream Fest. Series Fest, I won like a director honorable mention, and then like Catalyst, which was formerly called ITV Fest. We submitted the chapter that I directed in Immortal as like a TV pilot. It's the one with Dylan Baker and Lindsay Mouchette, and like it's awesome. And yeah, like it did really well at Series Fest as well. Or sorry, not Series Fest. So that was like Catalyst, and Duluth, Minnesota.
And was this supposed to play in more, and then all this kind of came to a halt, or was it kind of ending anyway?
No, it was ending in like we always knew that Series Fest would be the last film festival that it plays at, and that just happened in like a couple weeks ago, late June. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a lot of stuff coming out soon. That's a good thing.
Three releases this year, and then I'll definitely have at least one release next year, and then like the year after that, I hope to have another 3. I got Man and Witch, which is like the fantasy film that I'm working on right now. Tim's boxing movie, which is like the follow-up project with that I'm doing with Tim Realbuto. We're almost ready to start revealing the names we have attached to that, but we got to lock in one more first.
No.
And then my other press release for Man and Witch should be going out this week. Hopefully, Hollywood Reporter or Variety's got to pick it up. A lot of cool names in that film. A lot of awesome 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And people who are still popular. I'm allowed to say that, right? They're all paid. I'm getting permission from my other.
You get permission for it?
So far, we have 6 more offers out. So we're getting a lot more names on top of this.
Wow.
Right now, we have Christopher Lloyd, Sean Astin, Michael Emerson, and Rhea Perlman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I met Rhea at one time, and she was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to work with her. Her and Christopher Lloyd are playing a zany married couple who have like a witch daughter. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. That people that we like kind of grew up with, and then you get to work with them later. I mean, that must feel really cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, and look out because I can't say it yet, but
right?
There's many. There's at least another handful of names on that level coming soon.
Did you ever think like those people or some of the people you did get to work with? You ever think back in the day, back in Rumson, you're like, will I ever work with these people that I'm watching in the screen?
I mean, I'm not a very egotistical person. Anyone who knows me will know that I don't really have much of an ego. But the answer to that question is yes. I knew that I would because I knew how hard I was willing to work and not take no for an answer. Yeah. And anyone who knows me can verify how hard I work, how much sleep I don't get, and how much passion I have for just doing this. In fact, my boss on Man and Witch, like the guy who wrote it and created it, he calls me a movie making maniac. And I love that. I was like, that's a compliment, man. I'll take it.
I have the same feeling where it's almost like an obsession, something, I've had many different careers, but I can't leave, I got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So, but, it's kind of the same thing, but, it's just the way it is, but just growing up around here, and I was a total film crazy person, just like you.
Yep.
So it's really cool to be doing this and getting to interview people like you that's being successful in this industry.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also have a lot of shorts that you produced and you created as well. So you had one, I think, and Hang On to Your Shorts as well. I believe there's one, even though we had to put on pause because of all this, but
I'm going my way, right? Michelle Mortensen's movie, right? Yeah. Thank you for accepting that. Yeah. When is that happening now?
We're hoping for September 8th and 9th weekend, but now who knows? It's
okay.
We really, really, really don't want to go online. So we kept pushing it off, and now it's like it's crazy because I also do something else in August coming up, and I was all ready to do it, and then New Jersey just said, no inside right now, so it just killed that. So I don't know. I got to figure it all out. We're like in the waiting period,
I know, right? The weirdest year ever. And I was also hired in March. I was hired basically I took on a writing assignment. I took on 2 writing assignments in March when COVID hit, and I realized that I'm probably not going to be able to make any movies for a few months.
Oh, so you got in there with some writing.
Yeah. So people contacted me and said, "Hey, Rob, if you ever are willing to write a script, I'll pay you for it." So I called them. I was like, "Hey, is that still that offer still on the table?" And it was. So I started writing, and I wrote 2 scripts that I am super duper proud of.
Wow.
And those will definitely get made in 2021. One of them is a super low budget. I think it's the best thing I ever wrote. I'm so proud of it, and it can be done for next to nothing. I already actually have an Oscar winner who I basically have attached to it as the female lead.
Wow.
Yeah. That I can't say right now, though.
So you wrote it for, are you going to direct it or no? You're going to have someone else?
I'm going to direct it, yes.
You're going to direct, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
I need a very nice, but not too nice, 3-bedroom, New York apartment. And that's the brunt of the shoot. If anyone out there is listening, I want to get involved.
Are you shooting all these things out by you, or are you coming to the East Coast at all for anything, or you have it all planned for out there?
I am the definition of bi-coastal these days. Like I have places on like both coasts, and like I haven't been back to the East Coast, and I'm going back there for the first time next week.
Oh yeah, because I was like, I never know where you're at. I'm like, are you here or are you there?
First time since late February. Next week, the longest I've been away from the city, and the longest time. It's crazy, yeah. But when this goes back together, half my projects are LA, half are in New York.
Oh.
I'm like completely split, so it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have my 2 little kids on top of that, and let me tell you, like that is so much more work than making movies. Yeah. I love my kids to death, but oh man, for anyone who doesn't have kids, like seriously, like take advantage, because if I didn't have kids, I'd be making like 6 movies a year, not 3.
Yeah.
But I love my kids, and they're worth not making 3 movies.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't have any, so I just keep working. But I teach at school, and that was, you thought it would be easier online. Oh my God, I was going nuts. It was crazy, and now I'm off. So now I have no excuse, but I got a big mess, and and we can't really do anything. I'm ready to work. We can't really do anything. Kind of.
But this whole COVID has obviously changed the world, and I'm no exception. It has changed my life like so much, and the way that I think and act and make movies and live, and my respect for like my children, like my ex-wife, my friends, like everything is just like my gratitude, like my love for people, and like my parents, my grandma, and like everything is just like, it made me just realize how effing good I had it before COVID, like just things could go back to the way they were. It's like, it feels like, I feel like Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it go all over again. And then, but you got so much going on now during this. So once if it all clears out, it's going to be crazy times for you. Are you doing any more shorts? Are you connected to any more shorts as a producer or something like that?
I'm so busy on these feature films that I have no commitments to any shorts right now, except for the fact that I am helping out a couple of friends. Yeah, I'm doing 2 short films as well. I'm like so busy, I forgot about those. But like literally, like a short for me, it's like I own my own like red like Gemini like camera right now, so it's like I own like an awesome camera. I can just
go and shoot.
Yeah, like literally, like if it were safe, I could be like doing a different short with an actor every day. But like, but yeah, I don't have the time for that.
So you guys are all prepared when you start shooting for everything. You went through all the rules and regulations, and you're good for it.
Yeah. It's ongoing. Like the COVID. Like I had hired 2 people whose full-time job right now is basically like COVID safety.
Wow.
And like oh man, like how it's gonna be working on set is crazy. We're like no one in zones. Everyone's gonna be like in different zones and stuff, and everyone's I'm getting my first COVID test tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not one of those guys who's gonna film it, so don't expect that. All my friends are like filming their little COVID.
Oh no.
Oh man, I'm not looking forward to it. Like seriously, I'm gonna like it's in the morning. I might get like wasted tomorrow morning and just like get an Uber there and just make the Uber wait in the little circle with me, I'm like, oh man, I'm not looking forward to that up my nose, but yeah. I mean,
how's it doing out there with everything? Is it getting better or worse? Because you hear all these crazy news things.
Like we hear the crazy news things, and I see all these people like I would say 50% outside my window are wearing masks, 50% are not wearing masks. And I wear my mask whenever I'm outside, and I hope that everyone else does. And I know a lot of people that have lost their lives or their husbands from this, and it's just devastating and it's crazy. And I literally have left my house in like 3 months, which is pretty cool. I got a nice house, so I'm happy not to leave. But it's crazy. Like kind
of just get up, go to the store. That's all I've been doing. Get out, and go to the store. But lately I've been going out a little bit more. So I am off from work now. So experiment. I went to Pennsylvania with my family, so they had things open. Wear a mask here, there, but things were starting to open in Pennsylvania, so it was kind of nice. To get out. So.
Next week, literally like a week from tomorrow, I'll be getting on a plane for the first time, and scouting like upstate New York.
That's going to be nuts trying to get on a plane. It's going to take hours.
Really? Take hours?
Is it? I don't know. But or is there a lot of people flying, or maybe it's easier? Who knows?
Here it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
They opened up more. Like it's dead there apparently.
Yeah.
So,
oh wow.
People don't really want to fly, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only
through all that.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna wear my mask on the plane. I'm gonna wear my gloves. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just gonna do what everyone else does, or at least should do.
So you're going to be scouting for what particular film there?
Man and Witch mostly. Yeah. The one with like all those people in it. Yeah. Because we were hoping to start shooting like in September.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That'd be good. Hopefully things will start clearing up by then and be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. If not, we'll have to wait till next year. All the money's in the bank for it, and the actors are cool with if they know that we can't do it now. They'll find the time when we go back to it, in the spring. I definitely need a decent weather in New York, so it'll probably be April at the earliest, I guess. But it's definitely happening. This project has been it's the most exciting thing I've ever been attached to. It's like my never-ending story, and it has so much of Princess Bride in it too, story-wise. Another one of my favorites. So, yeah.
You wrote this one, or did you write this one?
I did not write it. Greg Steinbruner wrote it. A good friend of mine who's very, very talented stage actor as well. And he's going to be starring in it as well. He wrote it for his wife Tammy, who's the child empress from Neverending Story.
Oh wow!
So it's Tammy's a comeback role.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's a whole story from you from the beginning when you said that to now. That's pretty crazy.
The weirdest part is I'm such a Neverending Story fan, as I said earlier, and as I'm saying now. Yeah. I named my first son Bastion.
Really?
He's the character in Neverending Story.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had the job beforehand or not, but when I met with Greg and Tammy and I told them that for the first time, that sold the deal. When I knew I'm hardcore Neverending Story fan enough, I named my kid Bastion. Wow. And the only other Bastion I know is a German soccer player. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. But it's this whole huge story. That's a story in itself. The whole round robin thing. It's pretty crazy.
Exactly, yeah.
Did you ever see Neverending Story 2?
I did. Jonathan Brandeis. It was not one of my favorite movies, but I was entertained by it.
Yeah, that was the video rental. One of those that didn't do it. I don't even know if it went to the theater, but it was one of those
I played in theaters. I saw it with my dad and my brother opening day.
No, but it got its those movies that didn't do well in theaters, and then it just blew up on video, maybe Mallrats.
Where I saw it? I can tell you exactly where this is nuts. I saw it when did it come out? In 1990, whatever.
Yeah,
I saw it wasn't opening day. It was the Saturday after opening day. Saturday morning, the first show, probably a 10 or 11 a.m. screening at that Shrewsbury movie theater, which is now the Marshalls.
Oh wow!
35. Remember that movie theater?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I never went there, but yeah,
never went there.
Never went to that one. No,
I went to every single theater that was ever in Monmouth County post 1986.
I don't know if you remember. There was a different movie theater in Red Bank. It was on Broad Street. It's not the one. It was a little one
in that little mall, right?
It was right before it. I think it was by McDonald's when McDonald's was around.
Oh my God! Yeah,
kind of by Jack's on the other side of the street, and I think I saw Dick Tracy there.
Wow,
Dick Tracy is a little
kid.
That
was 1990 as well.
Yeah. And Home Alone, I think Home Alone.
1990, yeah. Yeah.
So that's where we went for those movies. Either that or I remember as a real little kid, really little, when I first moved here with my family, I saw Ghostbusters and Gremlins the same summer.
Oh, nice.
At the Middletown movie theater.
Oh, I love the Middletown movie theater, yeah. You know why I like that movie theater? Because when I was about 13 years old, my parents used to drop me and my friends off there every single weekend. To see movies, and the usher there knew us, and she let us in to go see rated R movies.
I remember that too. We my friends, we would go there, we were like trying to sneak into the radar movies, and they're just like, just go.
Yeah. Her name was Heather. She was probably like my age now, and I was like 13 years old, and like maybe she thought like me and my friends were like nice little boys, whatever. But like Heather, if you're listening to this now, thank you. It's because of you that I'm this filmmaker now. You know? Yeah.
I remember I did that for like Friday the 13th Part 7.
Oh.
Like we got in.
Yeah, right. But I snuck into like some really inappropriate films at that movie theater. I remember being like 11 years old and seeing Exit to Eden there.
Oh wow!
Remember that movie, Rosie O'Donnell, and like that, like yeah.
Oh, with Dan Aykroyd, right?
Yeah. There's so much nudity in that movie. It was like so inappropriate. Like
she's like what she's wearing is like the sex thing. On her.
The movie is so inappropriate. It's so terrible, but like. I probably saw it like 4 times since then, just because it was like the first inappropriate movie that I've ever really seen in the theater, you know? Yeah, it was without my parents, you know? Yeah, it was the good old days. Road to Wellville, another movie I snuck into. Bridget Fonda, whatever happened to her, right? I miss
her. Right? She was so good for a while. Single white female and all those.
Yeah.
And
what happened to her? She doesn't act anymore, I guess.
Gotta find her, put her in something.
Some people just like stopped acting. It wasn't for them. Another person that I loved, Alison Lohman. Remember her?
Yes.
She stopped acting.
She was really good for a while. She stopped that. White Oleander and
yeah, she's a wonderful. Drag Me to Hell. It's my favorite Sam Raimi film.
Yeah. What was the one with Matchbox? The Matchbox with Nick Cage.
Matchstick Men. Yeah.
She was amazing,
right? Yeah.
She was awesome. She was good. Some of these people just kind of go away.
Red Bank. Let me ask you. Maybe you'll hear this. Do you know the composer Christopher Young?
Name sounds familiar to me.
Very famous. He does all of Sam Raimi's films. Major A-list composer.
Oh wait, yeah.
You know where he's from? Red Bank.
No, really?
Let's get him on your show, and then let me get him. I'll throw him a ton of money to score this film for me.
Oh wow!
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Get him on your show. Get him to score this film.
He lives in Red Bank.
He's from Red Bank, and IMDb says Red Bank, New Jersey.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be picking him up pretty soon.
I recognize the name, but I just recently saw an article because they were talking about the new Evil Dead, and he was mentioned. The name was mentioned.
He scored it. He scores all of Raimi's films, and I think he did the TV show too. Yeah.
Wow.
Like Rick Campbell, all that stuff. Yeah. But he does like a bunch of other studio films too, though. Like it's not just like genre films. He does like action movies and dramas, and I think he did Sleepy Hollow, if I'm not mistaken, for Tim Burton.
Yeah.
That was Danny Elfman. Never mind.
Danny Elfman. Yeah.
But he did some really awesome stuff.
Oh, that'd be really cool. And it's funny when you think about it, but there's so much talent from this area.
Yeah.
Of New Jersey. I wanted to do like a documentary about that, like all the people that like are out there that are actually from New Jersey. And this area as well. There's so many. I mean, you go down the road here, you had Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito are from down the road in Asbury, where I'm at all the time.
Exactly. I used to run into Danny and Rhea Perlman like I'm at Scoops in Long Branch in the summertime, because like my parents like beach clubs like right around the corner there, and we used to like stop at Scoops on the way back home a lot, and like Rhea Perlman and like and Danny would be there with like their daughter Lucy and like all the time. So like I doubt Rhea's gonna remember me when I like work with her pretty soon, but like I'm definitely gonna mention that I met her like 4 times already.
It's funny. I went to this movie premiere a long time ago, and there was an after party. So I go to the after party, and there's Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. I was like, what are you guys doing here at this bar and this party? And they're like, yeah, our daughter was in the film. I'm like, oh, that girl. Yeah. So they were there for our daughter. It was Leaves of Grass or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It was a long time ago, but I somehow got tickets to get in there, and it was pretty crazy. Ed Norton was there and everything, so it was wild. Yeah, but just to see them, I'm like, oh, Jersey in the house, you know.
Like my friend Josh Pais is in that movie too.
Oh,
he's a really good actor. He's in my first movie as well.
Oh, really?
He's in Leaves of Grass. Yeah.
So, but now that you have such a long resume of stuff, you worked with so many actors now. So
and it keeps growing. It's really awesome. Like I have this John O'Hurley commercial. Like I'm coming up like in between gigs right now. Just loved him from Seinfeld. It's gonna be fun to work with him.
Oh, he's so funny, Seinfeld. Been watching a lot of Seinfeld during all this, so it's funny that you said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about and you've worked with a lot of New Jersey actors as well, haven't you? People
Yeah,
from around here, so
of course. Yeah. Jersey actors, just Jersey crew. Yeah. I'm a Jersey boy. I can't deny it,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. You got it. Well, now that they lowered the tax is are a lot lower to make films in New Jersey. Would you come back and make a film here in New Jersey?
Oh, really? Like, what's the rate now?
I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I know that the governor made it a lot lower, and that's why there's a lot of studios building in North Jersey right now, and in Atlantic City as well.
Interesting.
So that a lot of shows came down. There was a new show. I don't know if it's on the off the air already after one season, but they were filming all down the shore because of the tax write-off.
Oh wow!
So and
interesting. I'll look into that.
Same thing with Kevin Smith in Clerks 3. He's able to film back home in New Jersey if they are able to do that.
Sure, yeah. New York State is really good these days too.
They are, yeah.
It's a little better, I think. Not a little better. It's
a lot better.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the city though. The city has that radius, right?
It's not good. No. It's just like not like any of the boroughs surrounding the city, but any other borough after that is good.
What about Long Island? Does that radius hit Long Island at all, or
not Nassau, but the county after that is fine. So like Montauk and all that stuff's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
I knew that big radius that they had. That was years ago though. I haven't checked on that. I haven't seen that. But yeah, like what if it like the Westchester area? Is that where kind of you shoot?
No, not where like the Hudson Valley is, but the one after that.
Okay. So way up quite a bit north, right?
20 minutes outside the city north.
Okay, yeah.
So if you leave the city, 20 minutes, then it's good.
Yeah, because I was actually in White Plains the other day. White Plains, New York.
White Plains is no
good.
No.
Well, they're allowed to have 50% seating, so that was kind of fun to go inside.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in a bar. This is crazy.
Yeah. No.
And Long Island. Originally, when I was younger, we lived in. There was a summer house in Long Beach that we go to every summer. My cousins and so I went to Long Beach. A cousin's cousin just came out with a new brewery and just opened up. So this all happened when the brewery came. So they're allowed to have people there now, and it was really cool to go to the beach in Long Beach, Long Island. So that's I don't know if that's part of the radius either, but
I think Long Beach is actually good. I think it's the zone out one zone good. Yeah.
I know Ed Burns made a film out there recently on the cheap. I know that. That Point Lookout area there, Long Beach. So he actually used the cousin's house. He gave them money to use their dock and everything. It's pretty cool.
You know Ed personally?
He directed me. Yeah. All Irish guys know each other. Right? I was in I did 4 episodes of Public Morals, and I got to be directed by him as a cop in the show. I was originally supposed to do like one day, one out, and I was there on set with him. And he's like, "No, you're doing 4 episodes, dude." And I was like, "Really?" And I worked with him for days and weeks, because 4 episodes. Even though most of the time I was just sitting around, Yeah. But man, learning from him, just sitting back and originally when I wanted to get in this business, there was 2 people. I was originally from Long Island, and then New Jersey since 3rd grade. So I emailed 2 people in college, Kevin Smith and Ed Burns. I'm like, I need an internship. Can I get one? And Kevin answered.
Kevin answered you? That's amazing.
And this is when AOL first came out. This is 1997. So 97. So I'm like, AOL, I'm in college, and I'm sending emails out just for the hell of it, right?
What a cool guy.
And I'm like, he's like, sure, come on in. And I still had to go in and all that stuff, but it was I had that email, I printed it out for years. I had it, but it was just funny. And I even told Ed Burns this story later. I'm like, you didn't answer, he answered. So, but they've both been really cool my whole life, and I look up to both of them, and I love all their films.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure. I love both of them too. Yeah, I tried to reach out to Kevin to get him knowing that I wanted to hire Jay on All You Can Eat. I tried to get Kevin to
do a little cameo or something.
or just EP, like I would give him like a percentage just to like put his name on the movie.
Yeah.
No work required, just get his name on the movie. I'd give him like ownership,
Yeah.
That's all I want. But yeah, I didn't have the luck that you had.
That was just, and then just interning on the movie Vulgar back in the day. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I do remember that movie, the clown movie, right?
Clown movie.
Yeah.
That is an experience for a 20-year-old kid to work on a movie like that.
You're a Kevin Smith fan when you know that Vulgar is a clown movie.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Brian O'Halloran is the star.
Oh, yeah.
The clown.
I met Brian at Garden State Film Festival a couple of years ago. Yeah, really cool guy, too. I danced with his mom.
Oh, really?
That's like my claim to fame. I danced with his mom at the Garden State Film Festival. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to go to that. Quite a bit. He'd go to there quite often. So
yeah,
he's a good guy. I've known him ever since then. Yeah. So known him ever since 97. So it's a bunch of these guys I've known since then. And you go in and out of this business, but to keep in touch and still have connections with some of them is just awesome. And and now we're podcasting. I'm teaching. I'm making films still. So it's kind of the same thing. Man, I can't stop. I can't stop.
Yeah. Keep it going, man.
So you've done. I mean, you've done teaching too, right? You've done teaching.
Of course, lots of teaching. Yeah, don't have much time for that these days. But I still love it. I'm teaching all the time, but really, right now, I'm teaching in the form of like associates that I have working for me. I'm sort of like teaching them, like they're Do you
ever think of doing maybe an online course or something? Like they're doing these master classes and being like talk about film.
One day, when I'm like a name, then I'll do a master class, but not until I know it's going to sell an X amount of units,
Yeah. Well, I've seen there's the master classes. Then I've seen I've actually used videos of other just filmmakers that people don't really know, but they have these awesome videos and they really get into it and they've been showing stuff. So it's really cool. It really helps a lot of students. The program's grown from it was a part-time program with 3 classes, and now it's full-time, and I got full schedule. And now this happens, so now it's going to probably be smaller again. But man, it's been fun for the last few years doing it. But it's cool to have you on here, and then I could actually use this video if I have for school when that starts up again, and they can learn about things and everything and how to do it. So
if I get hit up from a student that says one of CJ's people, I'll give them 2 cents without sending them an invoice. Yeah.
Cool. I have a lot. I have 3 kids that are going to film school this year, so I'm excited about that. Yeah. So
nice.
That's an accomplishment when they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to college to study film, and it's because of you, because you changed my mind." I'm like, "Thank you." Yeah.
Man, you never know where that could lead you. For sure, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hire me when you graduate.
Film schools. Yeah, it's great if you get the chance.
Yeah. I mean, that experience you had a long time ago at in New York Film Academy, was that really kind of pushed you towards it right after that? Was that the big?
No, it really made no
impact. A lot there, or?
No, it really made no impact. I learned a lot of Chapman when I went to film school.
Yeah.
New York Film Academy was that one summer. It was more of a
camp.
Yeah, I remember Frankie Muniz was there with me, so it was all about Frankie. Everyone wanted to be friends with Frankie that summer.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun. It was a good summer. I made a couple of short films on 16 millimeter.
That's pretty cool to be able to do that.
Going to film school versus having done New York Film Academy and then film school. No offense to New York Film Academy, I think they're great and all. It's there's a reason why Chapman education costs what it does, and what New York Film Academy costs what it does. It's you learn a little bit more, I guess. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah. Absolutely. But that's would you have any advice for any so we have an arts academy now at North. It's all different. It's actors, writers, filmmakers, dancers. They have all these programs now. And behind the scenes people and things like that. So would you have any advice for someone that from high school that would be going into the arts after they graduate?
Yeah. My advice, well, specify that, like the arts in general, like actor, director, anything.
Everything. We have it all now. We got it all there now, and even like digital arts is, and promoting and things like that. So there's all these different classes, and even artists making posters. But we have dance class, we have big acting classes there, we have film classes, obviously, and TV.
Here's my advice: if you want to make it big, it's like it's a life commitment. It's like, it's like having kids. I'm like, really, like, throwing it back to my kids, like, really, I didn't realize like just how passionate I really need to be until I had kids of my own. You know what I mean? And like then it really like like sank into me that if I apply the same amount of effort that I apply into my children as I do into my art, that's probably, maybe, hopefully, what it's going to take. Like, raising kids and everything else, like there's like moments like of sheer joy, and there's moments where you are on the floor like crying because it's so hard. You know what I mean? And like if you don't have moments where you're on the floor crying from being rejected, and if you aren't willing to endure that, then oh man, just give up now. It's like literally, like you can get like so much shit happen to you, like out of nowhere, like COVID, like horrible people making up shit about you, anything really, anything can be thrown at you in this crazy ass business. And it's just being able to roll with the punches and being able to put up with people who are jealous, who have egos, who have mental problems, who have all the above, because you find all of that in the lovely land of Hollywood.
It's a really tough industry in that,
Yeah.
You gotta have thick skin too, right? I guess just tough. You gotta be tough.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
And that's definitely what I have. It's thick skin. Yeah.
Well, you're from Jersey. You learned it. Yeah. From Jersey.
Yeah.
We have thick skin here. A lot of us. So
yeah, right. It's a hard state. We're the armpit of America.
I just saw there was something on the internet that came across, and it had like different colors saying like this state is this color. You look down, it says this state hates this state, and then it said New Jersey, and it had a weird color on it. So I looked down, it says New Jersey hates everybody.
Yeah,
every state.
Everybody hates New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it was funny. I was cracking up about that, but I just saw that today, so I thought about that. So we got just a couple of minutes here, and I want to make sure that you get everything you want promoted. So if you want to just let us know where you could find some of your films that are playing right now, or where they will be coming. If you want to promote any websites or any projects, this is the time to do it. So
well, you have my website right there. I see robmargoliesfilmmaker.com. I also have like a developyourmovie.com, but there's like a people who are submitting for that right now at developyourmovie.com. Like there's like a backlog. I'm like so busy right now that I'm like, I'm going to have to hire a lot more staff to be able.
Uh-oh. I lost him there. Got a line back on. Hey.
I see that. It just got cut off.
Yeah, when he like hit something there.
He'll probably come back.
Yeah. He can
back.
still come back on there, right? Huh?
Yeah, it's like they pulled a plug or something.
He was like reaching up for something, and boom.
I think he pulled a plug or something. That's fun. That's crazy. So what was that? Developyourmovie.com?
Yeah.
The website was?
He was saying something about it at the second, though. I don't know.
Right. I think it was too much, I think he said. A lot of submissions. Which I guess if you submit something, you do it right. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds like he's very busy, which is amazing.
Yeah, especially during this time, right? That's
for sure. Yeah, good for him. And,
a lot coming up too, and then to be working during the COVID and have to going through all these crazy rules. Did you see those rules that came out? It was on the internet.
I didn't see them, but I know I've had a couple of friends who have been working small jobs, commercials. Everyone's 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of craziness.
And then we talked to Mika, and Mika told us how she did the music video.
Everything. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. So, but they're just trying to keep everybody safe. So,
I actually can't wait to like go back and make some films again. So I'm gonna hopefully get into that as well.
I think you and many other people.
And then, well, how are you? Happy to be back in the studio there, right?
I'm very happy. I'm just happy to see people in here face to face, happy. Just happy to be in here. So which is good. So
yeah, no, I was
I know
excited to
Rob
be
was
there.
like, hey,
Hey, there he is.
So there we go.
Is he back? There you are.
I don't know what happened there. I apologize for that.
I saw you like reaching for something, and then we like, did he pull the plug?
I think my cursor was on like the X.
No.
And I accidentally like swiped it.
Knocked your out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. But
Ming came on there for a second. We were just talking. We were like, he's gonna come back soon.
Yeah, sorry. What I was saying was like, I'm in the process of hiring more staff so that I can take on some more like work while I'm directing right now, because I have like some really capable producers right now who are working with me, who like under my company name can deliver the same products that I'm always delivering, whether I'm like physically there or not. Like I'm still like the master of this company.
Yeah.
So yeah, developyourmovie.com. I'm still taking submissions, even though like it might be a couple of months till we're able to ready to get back into other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have your film out right now, All You Can Eat.
All You Can Eat. Yep, I'm everywhere VOD. If you don't have like a VOD, like it's on Amazon. It's on like a Vudu. It's on iTunes. Like everywhere really. Like everywhere where you see independent movies, it's there. The trailer's on YouTube as well, and it has every single like link on it, I think.
And people can see Randy Quaid. They haven't seen it so long, like you said. Go check out his performance.
The main reason why you should see it though is because 10% of the net profits are going to be going to like diabetes research. We haven't officially signed with like an official charity yet, but we are planning to give 10% of our net profits to diabetes research. Especially now with Corona, I feel like it's like the absolute most appropriate, not only for the movie and what the theme's about, but for like the world as well. It's how I can help and also promote the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have other ones coming out soon. You said in September.
September 1st, same platforms, everywhere, VOD, Amazon, iTunes, called Immortal with Tony Todd, Dylan Baker. And then in October, maybe November, or we're trying for October right now. Yes, the one with Tim Realbuto and Nolan Gould, Siobhan Fallon, Oscar Nunez, Jenna Lee Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I had to see it, and it won quite a few awards in the festival.
Yeah.
Right?
Tim has won like over like 20 best actors, I think.
Yeah, he was really good in that.
Yeah.
Very solid performance. It
literally made his career because he got like 6 figures plus for another movie based on his performance.
From that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that made his career. He's a working actor now because someone gave him $100,000+ to make a movie.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And then he's going to do it again with you. So that's great too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So, yeah, man. So anything else that you want to promote or anything going on?
No, just like keep up. If you like these films, just know that I got just as good or better ones on the horizon. And just thank you for following and thank you for supporting.
Yeah, we got a lot of things on the side there, all your stuff and people saying, hey, so, if you want to check out the comments later and things like that. So
how do I do that? Oh,
we'll be on, again, you could watch this.
More buttons.
Yeah, you can watch all this again because we're on Facebook Live, but it will be on my Facebook page as well as the Shared Universe Facebook page as well. And later on, it will be on YouTube, and I have Cullen on Film on YouTube as well as SoundCloud. So that takes me a little bit to put something together there, but it will be on there shortly as well. Cool. So it gets out there, man. It gets out there. So
awesome. Thank you so much, CJ. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It was really cool to have you on. And see, we went through over an hour talking. It goes fast, man. It goes real fast.
Yeah, right. I could talk all day. I love talking.
I know, right? Especially the movies, man. It can go forever.
Yeah, right.
So, but thanks a lot for coming on. You can stay on there for a second, but we're gonna end the broadcast, and then Ming will come back on.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Thanks for coming on again, and Ming, we're all good to go.
Okay, thank you all.